Fake It Till We Make It from You Could Be the One by
Ana Tejano.
Phoebe's wedding was 1 week away when Ian and I finally sat down for dinner to talk about the details of our relationship. I had delayed this as much as I can because work got terribly busy and I was hoping that Tita Ellen had somehow forgotten along the way. My hopes were in vain as she reminded me of it again for the 5th time when I picked up my dress at their house the other night. Our friends didn't forget either. In an effort to be realistic, Mitchie and Kara, who also worked in the same office as Ian and I did, made sure that we had the history and evidence for us to fake it well. They took photos of me and Ian together at every chance possible. Some candid, some stolen, and some couple pictures, especially when we were in Iloilo for one of our events. They would drop by my workstation with a small gift or a note and told me to take a photo and post it online so it would seem like Ian gave me a gift. During one core group meeting, Gabriel brought a bouquet of flowers that he got from his florist friend and made Ian give it to me so I could say I got it from him. Pia made sure I posted a photo so she could leave a comment. It was sometimes silly, but I admit it was kind of fun to have all the attention. And it helped so much that Ian was so game, and he made sure everything we did was something I was comfortable with, so it was very easy pretending that there was something going on between us. That was all online anyway. My relatives lapped it up, based on the number of likes and the random posts got. Even some people at work were starting to ask things. The other day, Maya, one of Ian's staff members, asked me if there was something going on between us, and I thought that meant the plan was working. Mitchie advised me not to say anything when asked, so the big reveal would be at the wedding. Now, offline, was an entirely different matter because here's the truth. I had no idea how to be a girlfriend.
So what's on your list?
Ian tapped with his fork the piece of scratch paper I had pulled out from my bag. It was my list of things we needed to figure out as a couple. We were at Urban and Luke's, Gabriel's bar north of the city, where I was pretty sure I wouldn't see any of my relatives, since they were mostly South, Central, East dwelling folk. Okay, first, Tita will definitely want to know how we met. Can I say that we met at work? I clicked my pen several times.
And then
Ian said with a grin.
we had a sudden spark.
I wrinkled my nose. I've long stopped believing in that spark. I believed it when I was younger, but now it didn't seem possible. And I was too old to look for that. Can it be a gradual thing, like we were friends first?
Well, we are friends, and we do work together.
He replied, stirring his coffee thoughtfully.
And then, tell me what you want to happen.
I don't know, I said, sighing. What if we got stuck somewhere together at one event, and then we started talking? Ian actually yawned.
You know, you should read more romance novels. Or, join Mitchie and Kara when they want to watch rom-com movies. No offense. But what you said isn't only boring, but it's totally unbelievable. Your relatives would spot the fake even before we tell the story.
I frowned. Then give me something. Ian grinned and leaned his elbows on the table.
Okay, how about this? I've known you since college, but we never really talked until we saw each other at work. I was too shy to approach you because you were always so busy. Don't deny that.
He wagged a finger at me.
But I finally mustered up the courage to ask you out. You said no several times because we also served together in the community, but I was persistent. And you finally said yes. If only to get rid of me. But you enjoyed the date so much that you went out with me on a second date, and a third, and now we're here.
Huh. That did sound better. And it wasn't completely dishonest either, because Ian and I did meet back in college, but only became friends when we met again at work. Okay, I can go with that. I took notes. listing what Ian said in hasty, unintelligible writing that I hoped I would understand later on. Something occurred to me then, and I looked back at him. That's not true, right?
What's not true?
That you had a crush on me back in college. To my surprise, Ian scratched the back of his neck, shifting in his seat uncomfortably. I narrowed my eyes at him, trying to understand his every move, until he burst out laughing.
Purely fictional.
Ian said, still chuckling.
That look on your face, though.
I let out a huge breath, surprised that I had been holding that much in. I had made a face at him, then went back to writing while he ordered refills for our coffee. Next, anniversary date, I said, after our cups were filled. The smell of fresh brew alone would keep me awake until later. When did we officially become a couple?
Today.
I blinked. Today? I repeated. Why?
No day but today.
He said with a grin.
And it can't be any time earlier. It doesn't seem realistic, especially since we have such a short time. I had to have had some time to pursue you.
The thought of the pursuit made my cheeks warm, sending a pleasant little flutter to my stomach. I'd always liked that and emphasized it when I talked to the girls who came to me for love advice. To look for someone who would pursue them. Every girl deserved to be sought after with pure intentions, and that was also why I'd kept waiting. Okay then, today. I wrote 28th on the paper and encircled it. A smile tugged at the corners of Ian's lips.
If we said it earlier, then we'd have our second monthsary now.
He mused. I snorted. Can we not use that, please? I hate that word.
What? Monthsary? What's the big deal? People like to celebrate monthly milestones. So what?
It's such a tacky word. It's not even a real word. So what if you've been together for a month? That's just a 12th of a year, practically a fraction of time. Why can't people wait for 1 year to celebrate? Ian frowned, and he leaned back on his chair, arms crossed, eyes solemnly observing me. He did this often, looking at people as if they were puzzles he was trying to solve. He would usually do this to younger community members who would seek his advice or to esteem, but very rarely to me. Maybe because we knew each other so well, and we were very rational people. It was kind of uncomfortable to be on the receiving end. The silence stretched on for a few more seconds, but just when I was about to ask him to stop staring, he uncrossed his arms and tapped one hand on the table between us.
Have you ever been in love, Ruth?
I blinked. Huh?
When was the last time you fell in love? Butterflies in the stomach, gilling to the bones, can't sleep, can't eat kind of love?
The question caught me off guard, like I was suddenly given a quiz that I had not prepared for. The ceiling lights felt like an interrogation lab. Hot and too bright, and it felt like my nosy relatives had asked me the question and not him. I found myself fumbling for an answer, my mouth opening and closing like a goldfish while I tried to recall all the times I had liked a guy enough to call it love. In the end, I settled for the truth. No, I don't think I've ever been in love, I said with a sigh. Then my defenses shut up. But don't treat me like I don't know this, okay? I only lack the experience, not the knowledge. I had, after all, been the designated older sister to all our younger members for a while now, so I had heard my share of love stories from them. I winced as soon as I said that, expecting a wave of judgment from him, but again, Ian just nodded thoughtfully. He leaned against the table, a smile on his face.
I'm not saying you don't know it, but you know that things will change when you do fall in love.
He said.
It's different for everyone. I don't know how it's going to be with you, but expect love to make you a little crazy. In a good way.
A sharp stab of longing hit me in the chest, and I wondered for the umpteenth time how it must feel to be part of a relationship. To feel what Ian said, head over heels, butterflies, the whole shebang in love with someone, and to have that person feel the same way too. Must be nice.
Hey,
Ian's hand was suddenly over mine, and I flinched involuntarily. I wanted to pull away, but I told myself, no, I should get used to this. If only for the next few weeks.
it'll be fine. We're a team. And I'll make sure we pull this off.
A sudden wave of affection for Ian surged through me, and warmth chasing the longing away. I remembered all the events we worked together, and eventually all the community work that we had done in the past years. He really didn't have to do this for me, as I didn't really have to do this for my aunt, but his willingness and concern made my heart feel full. He was right. We were a team. Not just at work or a mission in our community, but in this too. I smiled. Thank you, Ian. He smiled again and lifted my hand by the wrist, sliding his palm gently over it until his fingers slid between mine, so we were holding hands. At age 30, this was the first time my hand was held by someone who wasn't my father. The shock from the first contact had lessened, and it still felt strange, but I had to admit it. This felt nice. Really nice. I could get used to this. Fake It Till We Make It from You Could Be the One.
By Ana Tejano.